Welcome back to another video, guys. Boring market this week. Ranging. And we lost some money. Anyway, let's get into it. As we went over last week's breakdown, that this is the retest we've just had. We've had the break. We never had a retest. We've come back, done the retest, and then we've rejected off this level. However, as I mentioned in the last week's breakdown as well, that I actually expect price to come further down. So we shall see how this unfolds, but that's still my long-term target is still 33s. We go down to the weekly time frame. We can see that we've had this double top or range. We've had the break, the retest, and we've shot down to that rejection level, to these resistance and support level of the monthly, and now we've rejected off it. We also highlighted in the last week's video that if we were going to turn around and continue back up to all-time highs, we would have had a much larger weekly candle. As we can see here, whenever price turns around, we have a huge volume. So bullish engulfing candle, hammer candles, and you can see that the reversal candles are in effect, and the volume of the weekly bullish candles are bigger than the previous weekly bearish candles, which we did not get here. Which also adds to my thesis that I think we're going to actually reach down to 33s, because I don't think we're going back to all-time highs yet. We see price has, as of this week, we're in this kind of range now. We see price came up, price has come down this week, and we haven't had much volume either way. Okay, I'm actually still short-term bullish to reach these levels, and I'll highlight that now. So we have had this level. So we've had when we had the retest, the volume that brought us all the way down to this monthly level, we haven't retested that level yet. The demand, the supply level, we haven't retested it. We can also see the 50 EMAs here as well creeping down. So this would be a good rejection area to pop down from, to retest and then fold over from and continue back down to the lows. If we go down to the daily time frame, we can have some better markups. So what do we see first? We can see that price came to this level. If we go all the way left, we can see we've had multiple touches on this area. Bounce, retest, and then this bounce, retest. We've come back down and we've bounced off again. We've come back down again. Then a smaller area of resistance and support is here, which will go and refine further down on the time frames. So again, my bias is still that we are looking to creep up still, retest this demand area, and then roll over. Again, on the daily candle, you can see that again when we broke that previous retest, as we broke that lows, we never had any retest of that demand level. So again, that's why my bias is still bullish to the upside, up to these 42 levels. Anywhere between 41 to 42s. So what do we see on the daily candles? Daily, we had Monday, we opened up with a small bullish candle, doji candle, wicks either side. Tuesday wasn't much better, looked like a rejection candle off that resistance level. Wednesday, we fell over. I rolled back down to the lows. Thursday, we came down and we could not close below this support level now. Friday, we didn't have a candle because it was Easter. So I'm still hoping that price will hold in this level here, and then we can push back up. Let's go back down to the 4 hour. We're just keeping this short and sweet, guys. Nothing too complicated as we've been ranging. So we always talk about volume switch when we're turning back around. So we can see when price was falling, we had really huge bearish candles. We had the wick rejections, consolidation in this area. Then we had bigger bullish candles to signify the reversal to this level. When we turn around, we had a bearish engulfing, bigger candle than the bullish candle to indicate the move back down to these lows. Same thing happened again, volume switch. Bearish candle, wick rejections, consolidation, bullish, bigger candles to head back up to the upside. Well, now, when we got up here, we've had smaller bearish candles than these bullish candles. But we had the volume switch again, bigger bullish candles, smaller bearish candles, all the way back up to the upside. We've turned around, we've had smaller bearish candles again, heading back down. So we've come back down to these lows. So what I'm hoping for is we've had some consolidation already. We had a 4 hour hammer candle here. And I'm hoping for us to have some more consolidation on the 1 hour or even 4 hour candles. And then hopefully we can hold this level and we can target these highs again. possibly further up, as I mentioned, as I'm looking for the demand level, and then we can roll over. Another demand level that we can see as well on the 4 hour, while we may push further up to 42s, is this. When we broke this 4 hour low, as you can see, we broke below and we just sank ever since then. So again, that's why my bias is from 41 twos all the way to 42s. So this is the area that I'm looking for the rejection, for the retest, sorry, to move into. This is the area target I'll be targeting for for the reversal. So what we're hoping for is pop down to the 1 hour. We're hoping for some consolidation here, some volume switch, bullish retracement, and then head up with a high intent, with high volume, all the way back up to these highs. Now, this move, if you can see, we had the drop, the range, the break, a retest, then another range, then high volume up. We had the exact same thing over here. If you can see, we had the drop, then the break and retest, then the range again, then high volume back up to the upside, taking out the highs, and then rolling over and continuing the bearish trend. So this is the exact same thing. We've had, if we just mark up this high here, this level here, so you can see that once we broke above this level, pulled back down, then we had this range, and then we broke up with a lot of volume straight to the upside to the rejection, and then we rolled over. So that's the exact same thing that we're hoping for, that we see over here. We've had the break, the retest, then the range. We're expecting volume switch over and then high volume. Of course, we still have to wait for the market and see what happens, because there's no guarantee. Okay, so we need to wait and see how these candles form. That's what I'm waiting for: is consolidation, volume switch, and then we can take the buys back up. Should we break these lows though, that means we'd be expecting to come back down to these lows. Okay, but the reason I don't think we're going to go back down there is because I still think we've got volume to the upside. However, should we break, then of course we've got no choice but to, of course, be bearish. Sorry, so our moves will be bearish. We'll break this level, we get a retest hopefully, and then we can run them down to the lows. So then we'll be in shorts, okay? And then we wait and see what happens here. Now, is this far-fetched? Is it possible? Yes, it's very possible that price could come all the way down here, reject, and then go all the way back up, and then come all the way back down again. That's very possible. The markets are all about just trading what you see, not what you think. So if we just quickly go over the trades of last week, silly trade. This trade here was a loss, but it was just under 1%. I bought at the high, which is very, very stupid, of course, one of my silly mistakes that I made last week. Losses are part of the game as well, though. We're not robots. We're not always going to make the correct decision every single time. But this was a really dumb one. This was really dumb because I've sold at the highs, and I can see there's a few wick rejections as well. And what I saw, the reason I took this is because price came back down and we had another bullish candle, which is bigger volume than all these bear candles. So I traded what I thought. I thought price was going to just continue up because I really wanted these highs to be taken out. And the market did, instead of trading what I see, which is big bearish candle, consolidation, wick rejections, we're at a high, you only sell at the top and buy at the bottom and roll over. So that was the small loss. Then I managed to catch this small short down here, which was about the same actually as this trade here. So they kind of canceled each other out. Okay. Then I took another small position down here. I was trying to sell this. Same mistake as this one, actually, funny enough. Last week was terrible. Same mistake as this one. I was selling at the lows because I assumed we may actually break this and continue back down instead of just consolidating. So now we're just waiting to see what Tuesday brings. Consolidation, and we can run these back up. So let's wait and see. I hope you have a good trading week next week, guys. Also, if you like the information, we've got weekly breakdowns every week. And go down to the description. I've got the free Telegram where I give you the midweek breakdowns or some of the trades that I might be in. So join there and click the subscribe and like button if you like the video content. Thank you, guys. Good week.